Hey, hello there folks, it's me RJB from RJB TV, bringing you Brain against Byul, played a couple days ago. Let's dive into the action with two of the best players in the world in 1v1, facing off, bleeding, getting hurt, sacrificing themselves for our entertainment. As always, I'm very excited that these two players are yet again meeting for the however manyest time, but they always deliver some really good start. It's always high quality, super good micro, smart play. It's cutting edge technology. It's super better, faster, stronger, and whatever else that song by Daft Punk says. It's all those things combined into one. Byul against Brain. Got Brain here on the name, barcode H barcode on a green Terran. He's on the top right of the map, and the bottom right of the map we have Byul on the name Gomdor exclamation mark. He starts off with a pylon first, because that is what you gotta do as a Protoss, a pylon first. You don't do anything else. You never ever get anything else before a pylon. So there's really not much to say about this, because everything is just going as standard as it can be at the moment. There's just not a lot of variation. You gotta start with certain structures. There's just nothing else you can do. So Brain starts with a barracks into supply depot. Wonder if he's gonna go for a triple barracks, double barracks, an early gas, a late gas, early command center, or early double command center add-on. I'm not sure what he's gonna do. There's just so many things on the table, but we do, and we can confirm that Byul went for Nexus first, probably because he's on a corner spawn location, and pretty much everyone on a corner spawn location on fastest map in 1v1 goes for a Nexus first, because you're too far away from the middle on this corner spawn to really pull off a successful rush against a player who is maybe better than you, or marginally worse, or marginally better, or just as good as you. The odds are just against you if you try to go for a rushing Protoss when you're in a corner spawn location. It just doesn't really work out that well most of the time. But what's this? Goes for a triple gateway and an assimilator. Brain scouts the middle first, just to make sure that there's no gateways on the middle, because Byul sometimes does like to do that against players. Not sure if it's really gonna succeed ever against Brain. He's just that good. He goes for a command center. There's a little bit of slacking on the marine production to open up some minerals for other things, like a refinery, a command center. Probably not going to go for a third command center, because he would probably have gone for the third one before he gets the gas. I predict he's going to try to go for probably somewhat fast factories, and that might be very good for Byul, unless he gets into Byul's base and discovers what Byul's doing. We have a Zella there on the way, and that's not going to block the SCV, because Byul just wasn't looking there. So the Marines pull the probe away. The probe didn't get into the base, so no information there for Byul, other than that there's Marines on the map, but didn't really get any other information to help him out there. But we can see that Brain sees a triple gateway and the late second gas. He does see the cyber core, of course. He just sees everything he needs to see, and as a response to that, I think Byul is just going to go for the advanced technology option instead of going for a rush option. Because if he wanted to rush with this, Brain would be prepared, because he saw it happening. He would just be prepared, and it would fall flat on its face and not do much at all. So you're gonna go for a very early wall to maximize the efficiency of his defense. You just put the Marines behind the wall, and the Marines don't get damaged. The Zealots cannot get in because the walls don't allow for them to walk through, but the Marines can walk through these tight little gaps very easily. Just a maximum efficiency wall and defense, which will allow Brain to kind of cut corners with his marine production and go for a faster factory. Maybe he's going to go for a double factory, maybe for a single one. We got a scan on the way. Academy there getting stim. So if he gets stim, he's going to get more Marines, for sure. He's going to get Firebat and a Marine. He might actually try to stim across the map and go for an attack, but the odds of that are, in my opinion, also pretty low. Let me quickly check the sound, because the sound is perfectly fine. So we have a double robot there in the front, and yes, Byul did. Like, even though Byul got a triple gateway, because he was found out by Brain, he stopped producing from the gateways for a little while to speed up the double robot in the front and the Citadel of Adun in the back. He's going to get a support bay right about now as well. He's got the minerals for it, he's got the gas for it, getting a third gas in the back as well. And we got the Marines here from Brain going forward to kill the Zealots. Like, just killing the Zealots will reduce the amount of actionable, usable units from Byul for a frontal attack. Because oftentimes when you see a triple gateway with double robo, most oftentimes the Protoss will, at about 6:15 into the match, maybe 6:30, maybe 7:40 into the match, 6:40 into the match, will try to go for a double Reaver in a shuttle frontal attack with some Zealots with speed trying to break through this frontal choke portion. So by pushing the Zealots back and maybe killing one or two of them, Brain has successfully, without it costing him any minerals, reduced the army size from Byul by just a tiny little bit. And sometimes a tiny little bit makes all the difference. Sometimes it does not, but as I said, sometimes it does. So Brain has double starboard on the way, double factory finished up, getting tanks, getting siege mode. One port is finished up. He's going to get port number 3 or stay on double port. Engineering bay there on the way. We've got no vision there on the sides yet, no turrets yet. He does have a scan. There's no engineering bay. He's getting the engineering bay quite late. Quite late. And Byul's army is actually pretty big. And the timing on his Reavers is actually exactly on time. So even though he went for the early triple gateway, which usually would delay the robos, it in fact did not delay anything. His attack is pretty much right on time. I'd say by 5 seconds off, maybe 10 seconds off, but as long as you attack before 6:40, you are in a great position. But the tanks for Brain are finished. He's got no bunkers, but the bunker's almost on the way. He's almost finished up. He's got no turrets in the front. The Reavers taking shots. Zealots coming in. He's going to use the Zealots to buffer for the tanks, but Brain is target firing on the Reavers to try and kill them as fast as he can without losing. Wow, he actually managed to block the Scarab with the Marines for a little while to make it delay itself for as long as possible. It's actually, that was intentional. Let me tell you that, that was intentional. Professional players know how to trick Scarabs into not exploding. That's exactly what it was doing there. It was dancing back and forth with the Marines to block the Scarab from hitting the bunker. It eventually connected with the bunker, but it did almost no damage whatsoever. So that was a really impressive micro. That's just what sets these people apart. Well, smaller details you'll never see anyone else try. Most people who are not professional or have no professional experience will not know how to block or make a Scarab dud on purpose. By blocking it. Oh wait, Wraith in the sky, shuttle coming in, shuttle gonna get, he's gonna turn around, fine. Oh, he gets found out there by the Wraiths. Brain, very aware of the situation, takes down the shuttle. That is a nice little cock block there, because now Byul's planned attacks have been delayed even more than before. He's gonna have to get Corsairs and Observers to detect those Wraiths and get those shuttles into Brain's base. So triple port there, getting a lot of Wraiths, and I assume he's going to do a lot of scanning as well to hunt down those shuttles and maybe get a little bit more vision on the sides with Marines or something. So you can see the shuttles coming from across the map. There's a scan. It's a double scan. Scans the sides, doesn't scan the front, scans the sides. Sees a lot of gateways that are coming up. Sees no additional stargates. I mean, 3 stargates is about the usual number, but he doesn't see like 8 of them. If you saw like 8 of them, you would know that it's going to be fast carriers. If he sees the gateways right here, it means I'm going to have to prepare for a mass frontal attack combined with shuttle drops. So he's fortifying his front a little bit more, getting more turrets on the side because he knows that we have a double robo, so he knows there's shuttle production. Ones are waiting there in the front to keep things contained in the base. We've got 4 armories already. That's a very early 4 armory. Very early. Getting a lot of upgrades. He also lifted up his barracks, so a lot of minerals that would otherwise be spent on Marines are now going towards other things like SCVs, command centers, turrets, raids, and of course the upgrades there from the 4 armories. So on 4 gas at the moment, 61 SCVs against 68 probes. More gateways coming in, another 5, so we've got 14 gateways at the moment. Getting 2 more robos as well. Gonna send a probe into the middle of the map to probably build some cannons right here and on the bottom. So there's cannons coming up all around Brain's base. Byul is delaying his attacks on purpose now, because he knows that the chances of getting in there with the raids and the scanning from Brain he's probably gonna lose the shuttle. So what he's doing now is he's maximizing his macro potential as fast as he possibly can to try and stay ahead of Brain in the race, because the clock is ticking. And usually when the clock is ticking, it is in favor of the Terran. And as a Protoss, you might feel the need to constantly attack to keep the Terran from growing bigger and bigger. But the second option is to, instead of focusing on attacking with your actions and your time, you instead try to grow as big as you possibly can, as fast as you can, to get to 200 supply before the Terran is ready to protect themselves against your 200 supply. But against Brain, that is, in my opinion, gambling. It's in my opinion, gambling. We've got so many raids, so much anti-air. Flies in over the bottom, flies right into the raids. Raids are going to try to snipe them. Valkyries are supporting. Oh, he's forced to unload prematurely, and nobody likes a premature unload. So everything dies. And that is exactly why he was delaying his shuttle drop, because he knew this was probably going to happen. But at some point, you just have to go in there and see if it works. Because if you never go, you always miss. If you never shoot, you always miss. At some point, you gotta take a shot and try to get in there. And it didn't work. But at least he tried. Raids there, going to clear out that left side. He's looking for shuttles and probes, but doesn't find the probe. The probe escaped just a little bit too high. On the bottom side, the probe went down. He makes his way through. He scans the front side and actually doesn't find any probes. He finds observers and Corsairs. But that is slightly problematic. We've got more Stargates on the way. We've got upgrades for ground and air, both on the way there for both players. We have level 1 attack already finished up there for Brain. So level 1-1 for the ground and 1-1 for the air, because every single upgrade is happening at the exact same time. The 4 armory strategy there from Brain is working out quite well. And Byul is actually going to fly across the map while the raids are away from home. The raids are going to fly through the middle and, oh, have to turn around. I'd say at this point just let them die and rely on the Valkyries instead. Flies over the bottom side. Valkyries are respawning. Corsairs are fighting against the Valkyries. Shuttles are trying to dodge, but the shuttles are going to take it out immediately because the 8 Valkyries have 1 attack. Very strong. Very, very strong. The Corsairs have level 0 armor, 1 shield, 1 attack. So naturally, the superior upgrades kill the inferior upgrade units quite quickly. Also, important note, both players of 83 had 83 workers. There's now a lead there for Brain. Brain's still only on 4 factories, but getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. 6, 7 more. 5 ports there. We have a drop there, going to try to maybe flying over the middle, maybe from a different angle. I think the Marines saw everything. We got the raids are still hanging on the side, just waiting there. Just waiting there. If anything flies through, the raids will see it and try to attack. It scans again. Goes for the frontal attack. It's going to load on the front. We got high Templars in between. Storming on the tanks, sieging up. Tanks get taken down. Does he have any more storms? No, only 2 storms. A couple tanks go down. He's breaking down the front door quite well. Because, honestly, a lot of supply for Brain is in his air. If Byul had a bigger army right here, Brain might have just died, but his army is actually not that big because he has Corsairs and shuttles as well, which take up some supply space. So, Brain will survive this, but he does lose the entire front door. Beside, maybe this 1 supply depot, but that's a lot of damage he just took there. But because he didn't take more damage than this, didn't lose a dangerous amount of units, Byul might have missed his window to kill Brain here, because now Brain has reached the stage in the game, the point in the game where I think he might be unkillable. He's got a full base, got a big economy, he's got 4 armories with all the upgrades on the way. He's got 2 coming up in like 10 seconds. 4 his tanks and his raids, Goliaths, Valkyries, whatever else there is. Corsairs coming in. Corsairs are hunting for the Valkyries, but he doesn't quite find them. Doesn't quite, oh, there they are, but they're all stacked up. So who's going to win this fight of Corsair against Valkyrie? Looks, oh, drop comes in at the same time, but the drop flies in just a little bit too slow, just a little bit too late, and nothing. Zealous unload. Now, if that drop had been there a little bit earlier, then I think it would have arrived on location, but like the amount of time between the Corsairs going in to attack the Valkyries and the shuttles coming in was just a little bit too big. Most of the Corsairs were already dead, so Brain was no longer distracted by the Corsairs, and then could focus on the shuttles instead. So that is slightly unlucky. I like the plan though. Like that was a good plan from Byul. Just the timing was like off by only 3 or 2 seconds. Sometimes it only takes that little time, like such a small little amount of time, for something to succeed or to fail. So got more courses on the way. Zealots and shuttles there. Templars ready to get loaded into shuttles. Brain is getting control of the middle of the map. He's got mines. He's sending out vultures to the sides to get more mines and vision all over the map to prevent Byul from having vision and control, and paths over the map to attack. More scans coming down. What do your eyes see, Brain? Sees the sides, sees the back, sees the front. You pretty much saw everything there was to be seen. Drop on the bottom. They're going to try to get in, but where are the Valkyries? They're right there sitting next to the command center. We've got more command centers that are on the way to maybe be lifted on top or lifted to the sides. Drop tries to go in, but sees too many turrets and decides not to go. He might return back home, though. No, he's going to try to go in. Goes in, EMP there on everything, so he's gonna take it down faster. Templar unloads. Templar are gonna shoot. He storms on himself. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That was a slight little misclick, just to call it that. He almost got the SCVs though. The storm was just slightly off, slightly misplaced, not exactly where it had to be. But he does push back those tanks on the middle. So that's a small little win there for Byul. Yeah, small little win for Byul. Also, Brains doesn't have as many tanks as I thought he would have, but he has F-12 on the way and 6 dropships as well. A lot of Valkyries. How many Valkyries does he actually have? Oh, only 10 of them. 6 dropships finished up, more tanks on the way. So the risky part about going for 6 dropships like this and having 12 Valkyries is that your ground army is going to be really small. So there is a chance, if Byul were to notice this, that Byul is just going to go for a large ground attack and kill Brain. Like this as well. Like there's a lot of supply in these dropships. Like the dropships themselves are 2 each, so we have 12. Then we have 12 tanks inside them. That's 24. So 36 supply. Then we have the Valkyries, which take up 2 or 3 each as well. So like 60 supplies now flying into Byul's base. Luckily for Brain, I think he scanned this so he knows. Brain planned this out. He saw no cannons in the back, starts low, starts to siege up, and gonna kill the Nexus. All this is happening, but a full attack coming in. Valkyries are away from home. Shuttle there arriving in the backside. He's gonna unload on everything. There's a lot of Zealots in there. Maybe some Templars as well. There's 3 Templars. A lot of Zealots are on the scene. He's gonna storm. Zealots, SCVs are running into multiple directions, but he kills a lot of them. How many did he get? How many did he get? Let's see. Well, he got more than this shows, to be honest. He got 2 groups of SCVs. He's down to 55. Yeah, he got 2 groups. Whereas Byul is down 3 groups and down a Nexus. Brain keeps his Nexus alive because apparently there weren't as many Zealots or High Templars in there as I thought. Tries to go for a small little frontal attack, but that doesn't quite work out as planned. There's a commander in the front blocking him, and tanks behind it. Tanks on the high ground as well. He cleared out the tanks that were behind the high ground, right here. Upgrades are on 3-3, I think, for both players. Actually, Byul's on 1-2-2. Byul's economy also not doing too hot, and so is Brain's economy, because he's down to 35. He got hit 1 more. So as he returned, 1 more storm hit him really hard, down to 35. His supply is really low for both players. But Byul has a bigger bank, but Brain has a bigger gas bank. So Brain could theoretically just pull all those SCVs off the gas, put them on the minerals, and recover a little bit faster. Both players have a pretty big army supply though. Pretty big army supply for both players. A lot of tank drop coming in. Oh, a lot of tanks, so that's where a lot of supply is sitting. More tanks are loading, gonna try to kill those probes. Defensive matrix on 1 tank. Gets a pretty good shot off on those probes. Kills a couple of them. Most of the probes did run away to safety very far down the side, but kills the Nexus. Goes down to 1 Nexus against 4, 5, 6 command centers. So Brain can recover really quickly. Whereas Byul has just 1 probe every 14 seconds, which is not too fast, not that much. Whereas we have literally 6 times the amount of SCV production there for Brain. So he can recover really quickly if he wanted to. Apparently he's not interested in that. He just wants to go for the attack. Oh yeah, he's producing now. He's producing now. Maybe he wants to play with a bigger army and a smaller economy. Because at this point, anything you kill that's in Byul's base, or anything you kill of Byul's army, it's going to be too expensive for Byul to rebuild. So Brain has a really good position right now to just push across the map and win with an attack. Although we do have carriers. Like I forgot to mention, Byul did build a lot of carriers, which is a problem for Brain. That's only 9 carriers though, and we do have a bunch of Valkyries ready to raids as well. We have observers on the scene though. We got a couple observers. We got Corsairs hunting for the raids, but there's too many Valkyries for the Corsairs to fight into. Observers too far away. Raids are getting it. Oh, snipes the shuttle, misses the storm, pushes back the Valkyries. The Valkyries win the fight against the Corsairs. He's storming himself because he's trying to hit the raids, but it's not really working out that well. Byul is just getting destroyed here. Also, we've got more tanks that are being dropped onto the high ground in Byul's base. Brain is just making this look, I wouldn't say easy, but he's making Byul look like everything Byul tried to do failed. Let's put it like that. Like, one drop worked. Everything else just absolutely failed because Brain was on top of everything. He saw everything coming from miles away. He read Byul like an open book. But we have another game. So let's go into game number 2 and see who wins game number 2. Can Byul make a miraculous recovery against Brain, who will now be playing on the Protoss against Byul's Terran? Byul is a Terran main, but Brain is a Protoss main. Both these players played professionally in the Africa Star League on their Terran or their Protoss. Brain on the Protoss, Byul on the Terran. Here on the 3 o'clock spawn location, Blue Terran, Byul on the name Gumdor, Brain on the name Barcode H Barcode, Red Protoss. Top left of the map. What will you do, Brain? And of course, Byul, what will you do? How are you going to rectify the humiliation of the previous game? How are you going to restore your pride and honor? How are you going to pick Brain apart? Or maybe it's going to be the other way around. Maybe Brain is going to double down and drag Byul through the mud a little bit more. Because Brain, as the name implies, is a brainy, very smart and intelligent Protoss player who manages to maximize the efficiency of his attacks and movements and his build order planning, while also finding small little weaknesses to exploit in your defensive Terran game. And if there isn't a weakness, he will somehow create one for you. Where you think you've protected yourself perfectly, plugged up every single hole that can be abused and used to your disadvantage. When you think you've protected yourself perfectly, Brain finds a way. He just finds a way. Not always, though. He also loses sometimes, but most of the time he just finds a way and pries open those doors protecting you. While you're feeling safe back at home, he found a way in. So it's going to be a standard build order. It's a Nexus, Forge, Pylon in the front, a Gateway, and then, of course, cannon in the front. Maybe 2 cannons, but usually it's 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Goes for 1 because he's feeling efficient today. Like, going 1 cannon allows you to get a slightly faster double assimilator. Going 2 cannons, of course, means that your assimilators get delayed by however long it takes to mine 150 minerals from this stack of stacked minerals. Also, commensurate there from Byul, he saw the joke from Brain, he went for double. This is the exact same thing Brain did, other than that Brain didn't build his supply depot in the front, but in the back. Whereas Byul builds it in the front so he can start a wall whenever he needs a wall. I think Byul might try to break through though. I think he might try to break through. We got a Cybercore on the way there from Brain. He's piling up Marines are in the front. Actually stops production slightly. I think he's going to go for a 3rd command center here. I just had to drink something. So I said that Byul was going to go for a 3rd command center, and there it is, 3rd command center. He just completely stopped producing Marines. He's content with these 4. They're in the front. Another 2, they're in the choke. Double gaster in the back. Probably gonna get his factory right about now. There's a factory. Triple Nexus from Brain. Ooh. So both players are going for the triple. A Protoss doing a triple is much more uncommon in the Korean fastest community than it is in the Western fastest community. Koreans just don't really do it that much, because if you go for triple command, a triple nexus like this, it does give the Terran a little bit more safety, and as you saw in the previous game with Brain, if a Terran just gets too much time at this level, it just becomes so difficult, so damn difficult to break into their base and hurt them, because they have maximized the efficiency and potential of their ability to defend themselves. They have tested the limits of their ability, as a certain Uchiha Sasuke would say. So we have double port, maybe triple port. It's gonna... no, it's a triple extractor. Actually, it's called refinery, triple refinery. I was expecting a triple port instead of a triple refinery. Like, you can triple port on double refinery. Byul is the kind of person who likes to get a little more gas than he might actually need. He's not getting a tank. Well, he's getting a tank. He's not getting siege mode yet. He's going to rely on the raid strategy. This is a lot like what Brain did last game, but Brain went for the double factory and then double port into triple port. This is instead a engineering bay in the front, single factory, double port, triple port maybe. Is he going to get a control tower? Is he going to get a control tower or not? It's hard to tell. So we have 4 gateways, 1 robo, 2 Dark Temples on the way, Dragoon range on the way, and a scan happening. Oh, we actually saw the Dark Templars leaving, saw the Templar's Archive as well. That is very valuable information, because now he should be starting to construct and build that turret there in the front. Or in the back, anywhere, to detect the Dark Templars that are now being flown across. So he's checking the map for units with the Zealots. He's looking for Marines like this one, to kill them and take them down, to allow the shuttle to fly in undetected, unprotected, unseen, cloaked men, invisible men, ready to enter. Double raid there on the way, almost finished up. The shuttle there trying to get in, sneaks in through a hole, unloads. The shuttle actually gets spotted there, and he has enough scans to take this down. So Brazel splits up the Dark Templars to force Byul to make his second scan. It actually survives on a little bit, so a second scan that are being used as well, and it actually walks. Nope, it doesn't walk away. So double scan has been used. So those 2 scans could have been used to get information, but using them to kill 2 Dark Templars that might kill units is great as well. It's good. It's not bad. But he does lose out on some information, like what is Brain doing now? Getting Storm, getting Speed for Shuttle, getting level 1 attack, getting Zealot Speed, getting level 1 attack for Air as well. He's splitting up Dragoons as anti-tank drop. And he has pilots on the map as well to, of course, see the dropship leaving and flying across the map. Got the Marine on the side, going to kill the Probe. Probe runs away. Probe on the Marine on the chase. Got a shoulder up there flying over the bottom. The bottom is not well protected. Like, got 1 turret. This is a large open dark space. Another scan comes. Wait, wrong person. Another scan there on the front. He doesn't exactly see. He actually sees everything he needs to see. Shoulder on the bottom, 2 High Templars, flies in, no vision on the high ground, flies in deeper, gonna have to run away with the SCVs. SCVs get stormed, loses 12. So he lost 12 because the SCVs on this side had to run all the way around, which means they were in the storm for quite a little while. But he should have had vision on the high ground here on the bottom much earlier. He should have already had vision here. So that's a small little mistake there from Byul. Byul doesn't seem to be exactly as pinpoint precise as he sometimes is. I think this is one of his lesser performances in overall. Scans again though, scans again, scans the front, sees the double robo, sees the double shuttle, sees the 6 High Templars. I don't think he saw the 2 Dark Templars though. Like, it's not like you scan and look here for the entire scan duration. Just look really quickly. Notify yourself of everything that you see, and then you go back to what you were doing. You just don't scan and look for 5 seconds. Nobody does that. 4 Stargates on the way, a second Cyber Core, getting armor for his air, getting shield and armor for ground as well. More Stargates there, so 7... Wait, these are gateways. Oh, you sneaky little bastard. Like, usually people make the Stargates here, but he made Stargates there. I mean, gateways. So Byul is recovering. He should have been on, I'd say, about 64 SCVs, now on 52. It's not bad. He's still in a pretty good spot. His supply is a little bit behind on Brain. He's got vision on the high grounds now. Still using the Wraith defense. We got a big drop there flying over the top. Wait, no. It's Corsairs and a drop joining up. And he's actually interesting. Goes in. Oh, he's got the cloak. 4 High Templars on the scene. Course is going in. Storm on the Wraith, but the Wraith dodging most of the storm damage. Okay, that one hit him really hard. Also lost some Marines. You have to kill the Corsairs really quickly. So even though that drop didn't do devastating damage to the economy, it still killed a couple of Wraiths and some Marines. It opened up this top corner as well, so like the turret went down. Brain actually did pretty well on that drop. Byul lost a little bit more than he should have. Also, Byul is a little bit smaller than he should be, in my opinion. He's not really constantly producing Marines. He is supply blocked, actually. That's why. He was waiting for supply to open up. So Byul's making some small mistakes that might pile up to be one big mistake if you combine them all together. Because he shouldn't get supply blocked. Not against Brain, because if you get supply blocked against Brain, you're going to fall behind to 70 supply difference like this. Some more gateways are spawning. I really like his base. It's very efficient, but also wide open to allow for easy movement inside of his own base. Which is honestly a problem a lot of players do experience, is that their base is too crammed to really move through, and sometimes it blocks you from protecting your own base at some locations. So Bryn really has a nice base in that sense that he can easily walk through and protect himself from tank drops specifically. Another really big drop ready to go. He's scouting the entire map with his zealots, just looking for vision that Byul might have on the map. The shuttles are kind of nicely split up. He gets spotted by the one Marine he missed with the zealots. So now Byul knows. He's unloading on the top corner. Unloads a little bit on the top corner. Unloads a little bit more, a little bit deeper in. And flies in a little bit even further and storms on the tanks. Wraiths dodging everything. Storms are missing. He's got an observer on the scene there. Those with the Corsairs will take down the Wraiths. Really not sure how I feel about the drop. Like, the drop didn't really kill that much, but it did kill the Wraiths. But the SCV stayed alive in the back. Most of the Marines survived. Most of the tanks survived. And that's what matters most. But the concept of that drop was interesting. Unloading a little bit there, unloading a little bit here, using the observers to detect the cloaked Wraiths, taking them down, reducing the air defense potential that Byul has. Another drop over the front. This one is impossible to defend. Unloading on the tanks, Marines coming from the back to the front. He's got 2 storms. Corsairs hitting the Valkyries. The Zealots take down the tanks behind the wall. He's got the front section getting taken down as well, but the Marines from the back coming forward will save the wall, and the wall stays alive. And Byul now on 79 SCVs, almost on maxed out supply. He's in a very comfortable position. He's got air armor on the way, air attack, and his ground upgrades on the way as well. Getting Cairn boosters there for his Goliaths. There's Brain on the other side of the map. It has a huge amount of Stargates in this nice cute little corner. There's a lot of pylons on the map for vision. I really like that. Some observers there as well. He's really covered the entire map just to take control over the vision while spending as little as possible for that vision. It's a big drop on the top. Byul scans the entire map, or just the base. Scans the base. Gets some pretty good information, but I wouldn't say this information is something he didn't already have. Now, this is important. The Marine there spots the drop. They're coming from the top. Unloads the Zealot, flies back in. pushing the Valkyries away there with the Corsairs. Valkyries coming in, the shuttle's getting taking damage, but the shuttles barely survive on a little bit of HP, and arrives on the scene as he's running the safeties. Shuttles, I mean, Reavers are shooting, Marines coming to the backside, Zealots are hitting everything they can. Reavers are doing a lot of damage, but is the damage enough? All Marines are going down. It still has more storms. Storms once, storms twice, but the SCVs return, but they return just a little bit too late for the storms to kill them. And the top corner still has a Reaver. As SCVs return back home, the shuttles are, I assume, empty. And he cleans up the backside. That was close. Oh, that was close. The Reavers and the Storms almost got the SCVs, but not quite, not quite. Not quite. And now Byul has 7 factories, 4 there on the bottom, so a total of 9. Soon will be 11. Although the Templar reloads, and the Templar hits him really hard. He still had a Templar in there, and he cleans out the entire pile of minerals. This bastard, he just tricked Byul by still having a High Templar in the shuttle, and he hit him. Byul was feeling safe. I felt that Byul was safe. I felt that Byul was in a great position. I felt he was so safe, I started counting his factories. And then, disaster struck. A lot of Corsairs in the sky. These Corsairs are hunting for Valkyries, and oh boy, Byul cannot afford to lose his Valkyries because he cannot afford to replace them. Because his economy is down in the trash, in the gutter. Drop coming in. He's dancing, shuttles go in. He's loading in the bottom corner because he knows that Byul... Oh, that storm just missed him by a small little bit. It was a double drop. From the top over the bottom. More High Templars are loading. He's doing all kinds of trickery, storms, but misses the large chunk of SCVs that dodge to the side. The storm's destroying the Valkyries. Also, the Corsairs just might have taken them out as well. But that was a good trick drop there from Brain. That was a great trick drop. So he went for a double drop. But the first drop that flew in, he kept a couple units inside the shuttles to make Byul feel like there was nothing left in there, then flew in. Byul tried to dodge, but he still hit some. That was really well executed. He's juggling these two groups. I want to just say perfectly, because he's doing it perfectly. This is a perfect juggling of attention. And a really good unit composition where the Corsairs keep hunting down the Valkyries, which are very expensive, I'll tell you. Very expensive units. Comes over the bottom. And the top, unloading on the scene. Templar gets sniped first, but not a Templar unloads. And this one is just going to unload on top of tanks because he sees the SCVs ran away. He actually just leaves the base. He actually just leaves the base. Well, the Corsairs kill the remaining Valkyries and the vessels. Because there's not a lot of anti-air. So the Valkyries spawn, going for the vessels, and then the Valkyries. He's on 119 supply, his economy is down in the dumps. A little bit of control in the middle there from Brain with some cannons to keep Byul boxed in. Byul has very little here, very little, while Brain has very a lot. He's killing some probes. He's actually just killing some probes with a cannon. Goes in, over the top side, unloading. That's a lot of Zealots. Is there a High Templar in there? One High Templar, ready to storm, ready to go. Hits him pretty hard. Hits him for 5. Not pretty hard, but it's hard enough. Okay, it's hard enough. And the Zealots, yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. They're killing a lot of the... Oh, almost on the high ground. It's a High Templar, storms him. Goes in further with more High Templars. He's on the minerals, runs away yet again. It's a lot of storms. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 10. Byul just cannot keep up with this. Like, this is really interesting play. Not a drop, already leaving. Brain is playing with very little, in my opinion, but he's really making it work with the high frequency and the absolutely excellent control of his units. Valkyries come in, but Valkyries are too late with taking down the shuttle. Shuttle are running in multiple directions, and they lose another 5 or 6. There's one more High Templar ready to storm. This one is ready. Oh, this one has no energy. He did use all the storms. Okay. He cleans at the backside, but the front side is now under attack as Dragoons are breaking through. There's literally nothing in the front. Everything is in the back, and this is all he has. He's He's got the Valkyries, a couple Marines, Vultures, and Dragoons don't give a damn with their 2-2-3 upgrades, which are very soon going to be 3-3-3. But I think Byul's just going to call GG because Cells are coming in through the front door and more is coming. Temporal's in the mix as well. He's just finishing him off with a simple ground attack. The simplest of the simplest attacks. Just attacking, attack moving through the front door. Byul calls GG and it's a 2-0 in favor of Brain, who absolutely destroyed Byul in his 2-game series. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. It was some really crisp play. I wouldn't say overly fancy, but just very smart moves. Brain has this weird way of maximizing and he just overtaxes you with his superior multitasking. That's just really what it comes down to. His multitasking is just better than everyone else. That's really what it comes down to. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm RGB from RGB TV, and this was Brain against Byul, and Brain won. See you next time.